All right. Today on the pod, we have Kayla Boyer. She is a Minneapolis-based stylist and salon owner and owns Rose Salon and Dead Rose Salon Loft. Love the names, right? What a juxtaposition. Kayla specializes in creative color and is on the Pravana Collective Team, as well as a Drop Dead Extensions elite artist. When she's not styling bold, creative looks, she loves to travel. And we're going to get into both the looks, the travel, all of the things. Kayla, welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. But for our listeners, you'll have to check this out on our socials and YouTube, because I was just commenting on Kayla's fantastic, beyond fantastic creative color on herself. So let's get into it. Let's talk about all things you. So start at the beginning. Did you always know you wanted to go into beauty?
So I didn't always, but there was a moment when I was approaching like the end of high school where I was like, I want to put some colors in my hair. I don't know. I went through like high school kind of doing more normal colors and just, back and forth between brown and blonde. Yep. And my mom, like, she would help me pay for it, but like not all the time. So I think it was like right when I was graduating high school that I started to be like, oh, that sounds like a fun career path. And then like shortly before I graduated, I started asking my hairstylist to put like a purpley brown in my hair and like big chunks of it around my face. And I was like, okay. Every time she does my hair, I like want to ask her a million questions about like how she does it. And so that was kind of like the spark. Also, like one of my good friends at the time, like just went into beauty school, like and pretty much right after we graduated, which I did not do. I like waited probably, I don't know, 6 months before I actually made a decision after high school, which I think is fine. I think that's the best way to do it. But yeah, so I started beauty school, like March 2012.
Oh, okay. Great. Got it.
And I think it took me a year to graduate, but yeah.
Awesome. So you had like some gateway color, right? That led you into the creative colors. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
What beauty school did you go to? And tell me a little bit about that experience.
I went to Regency Beauty Institute.
Okay.
It's a school anymore, but at the time there was several locations, and I think they were not only in Minnesota, they were at other places too. But I had a very small class. I think I started with 2 people.
Wow. Okay.
And then there was other people that were in the school, but they like started on a different rotation.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of my time with like 2 girls. Mm-hmm. And then I got more into the program, like you ended up being with other people. But yeah, I was very focused. I just wanted to get done. I was like, I'm here to make friends, but I'm here to really do hair.
Yeah.
And so I tried my best. I think I missed like one day, and it was my birthday.
Wow. You were dedicated. You're like, let's go. Let's get it out of the way, right?
Yeah.
One of the kind of things we want to talk about here at the Tease and the Volume Up podcast is elevating the professionals. And, you mentioned that you waited 6 months to make the decision for beauty school. Was there pressure to go to a different type of school, a 4-year? Was your community supportive of you?
There was no pressure to do anything specific. My parents have been always like, so they don't like want me to do anything specific. They just wanted me to be happy. So
wow, that's awesome.
So I think I took the time off because I was just so like unsure of what I wanted to do. I was really interested in beauty school, but I think I just took that time to be like, all right, let's make the right decision. And then I think I toured Aveda, and at the time, like I was pretty young and I didn't really want to drive downtown.
Okay, for sure. Yeah.
And so I picked Regency because it was a lot closer to my house. So
okay. Got it. Wonderful. So now we're going to get into creative color, your specialty. So you mentioned what drew you to creative color, but do you have now people seeking you out specifically for their creative color needs?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Amazing.
I post about it on the internet all the time. So whether I have availability or not, like right now, actually, I did open up my books, but it's like so limited. Want to welcome some new people in, but most of the time my books are closed because I am so busy.
Wow, that's amazing. I love to hear that.
Hasn't always been that way, but
Right. Like the hustle is real when you start, right? Did you start off with specifically creative color or tell me about that journey to really specialize there?
as everyone knows, when you start beauty school, you got to do everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like my first few years of doing hair was it was more color, but it was a lot of everything.
Okay.
So I did a lot of like ombres and balayage, and that's kind of like when things, I think with that started getting hot. Right now, that's like it's just everywhere now. But like back when I started, I'm pretty sure that those were pretty new techniques. So I was really self-educating myself in those areas. I didn't really get any like further education on like color placement and like balayage techniques or anything like that after I got out of school, right away at least. So I really was just like watching YouTube videos, trying to like nail the techniques down and then ask my clients to try like different things. I also, it was like my second salon that I was at. I got introduced to Pravana, which is funny because I'm doing so much with them now. But at the time, my boss was like, "Oh, I got these new colors. Like, we got like 6 of them." And I was like, I'm going to sneak these into my client's hair. So I'd just like ask, and just put like a strip of it in like blonde hair. So
I love it.
it was a lot of like highlights and like all that stuff in the beginning. And now it's more, it's not all like vivid color, but a
Okay.
lot of clients are.
All right. So a client sits down, like where do you get your inspiration from most often?
Well, clients usually come in and they want something specific unless I, try to persuade them to do something else. But I do a lot of like model calls. So if I'm doing something like creative, it's usually like they have consent or they consented to it and they were like, okay, do whatever. But like on a day-to-day basis, I'm having my clients come in asking for like specific things. So.
Okay, got it. I love that. What are some of your favorite colors or looks to create? Because you said you started with the 6 Pravana colors, right? Now
Yeah.
the world is
Yeah.
your oyster as far as options.
Yeah. So I feel like now, since I have like a ton of color options, I make like super creative colors. So I try not to use a color like straight out from the tube. I always kind of get creative and mix like different colors to make like more unique shades. And then that way, like not everyone has the same color, even though there's people that ask for the same color. But yeah, I like, I don't know, whatever. I'm really bad at like planning ahead. I kind of like look to see what the hair tells me because you always have something happen with like when you're lifting color or there's always something usually unless their hair is like completely virgin, which is not very common. So I
Yeah.
kind of I don't like to have too solid of a plan like getting into something. I just
Okay.
kind of, see how it goes. So
Got it. So, what is your advice for someone, listening? Let's say it's a stylist. And they want to venture into creative color from blonding or naturals. Like, how do they start? Is it scary to
yeah.
start? Like, walk me through that.
So when I started, as I said before, like with my boss at the time gave me like 6 colors and just said like have fun. The easiest way for me to get started with clients that were really comfortable with just doing blonde was seeing if they would like add like pieces of it or just like the ends or like, like a peekaboo of something. That's the best way to get people that aren't like typically interested. But other than that, I would say get model calls going and like do I don't say to do free hair, but you could do discounted hair,
Okay.
whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to do someone's hair for free, if they're willing to, let you practice, then go for it. If you need them to pay for your product, then you just give them like a flat fee. That was kind of like how I started
Mm.
creating and getting like more portfolio work.
Yeah. So you mentioned you're doing model calls often. How frequent do you recommend doing that? Or how many different models do you need to start getting like a startup portfolio for your Instagram?
I would say maybe like 2 to 3 people
Okay.
and then as you feel, if you have the time for it. Like a lot of people, it's hard because you don't always have time for it. So
Yeah.
I've like made it a point to make it so that I have time for it. But that's just because I've been doing this for a while now. In the beginning, I don't feel like it was as frequent, but it's like, yeah, it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say just have a good selection of clients and different things going on, and you'll be able to showcase your work and get more people to want that.
Got it. So we love creative color artists in the industry. I mean, all the incredible work you're doing and kudos to you. Do you feel like creative color artists are sometimes overlooked in general in our industry?
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I don't know, like that's a interesting question. I feel like yes, but no. I just feel like for me, I've just over the years really tried to gravitate towards people that do value me instead of being like seen in general. I'm just like, okay, these people like this, so I'm gonna go to them instead of like trying to get noticed in a group of people that don't like necessarily appreciate what we do or just notice, I don't know.
No, yeah, it's an interesting question, right? So, because it is such a specialty, and over the years, we've really seen it sort of rise to the top and rise from like a consumer awareness perspective. So, just wanted your internal take on that.
Yeah, I just feel like you'll know when you belong somewhere. And then I'd be like, just stick to that.
I love it. That's awesome. Speaking of belonging, you've got two salons, not one,
Yeah.
but two. We often
Yeah.
talk about the transition from stylist to salon owner. But what is it like going from an owner of one salon to the owner of two salons?
Yeah, so I made the jump at a pretty poor timing in life, but it was all worth it and everything worked out. But I signed a lease to my new salon right before the pandemic. So no idea that was going to happen, we all didn't. But I made some commitments and then I kind of had to stick with it. I feel like if you're going to open up a salon, make sure you're prepared for anything, like, and that's like, I already had one and that's like already a lot of responsibility. But like, if you're wanting to open up another one, I just say like, yeah, like I didn't know that was going to happen, but like I felt prepared for it just because I set myself up to, have a backup plan or whatever. But it's not easy. But now that we're like 3 years in and everything feels good now. And I mean, there's problems every day that you kind of have to go through, but like just making sure you have the right team to help you through it and all that like is so important. So yeah.
Awesome. Do the salons vary in geographic location, or tell me the reasoning why you wanted
Oh,
to go to the second one?
yeah, I don't even know. I think I was just really like craving something new. The salons are actually on like two sides of the downtown area. So like one is on I would say like one corner and then the other one's in another corner, but they're like 8 minutes apart, about like 8 to 10. They're just both really different. Like one salon only has 3 chairs, and that was my first salon. I actually started going into that salon with just my chair, and then I was like, I could make this work to add more. And then after that, yeah, I just like, I don't know. I don't want to say I was bored. I just like was like, I just want to do something new and like decorate like a new space. Like, so it's so fun to do that. So I just, went for it. And there was no really major reason for it. Just sort of like making a home for people that like are like me and want to work the way I do and just like have more freedom and no like really real salon rules. Like there's guidelines, but everyone's a rental stylist, so everyone kind of do their own thing, and just having like a place where we all can do that. And so that's kind of the main reason why I started the second one.
That's cool. I love that. You mentioned that you just opened up your books, but it's limited. So I'm assuming that you're spending what percent of your time behind the chair and owning the salons?
If I'm not traveling, it's usually 6 or 5 days a week. I'm
Oh,
there.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you are.
I just have like longer appointments. So like I feel like I don't take a lot of clients because a lot of my clients want extensions and like vivid color. And like I feel like a lot of people don't realize like how long that takes. Like sometimes like those appointments take 6 hours. So my books like just get crammed really fast because I do have so many of those extensive projects. So there's not a lot of room for like smaller things or like more of those projects. So when I do have the room for it, I just like let people know and be like, okay, it's limited, but there's a couple spots, you know? So yeah.
They've got to work around your schedule, it sounds like. So,
Well,
are both of the salons, do they have a specialty in vivid color or blonding from a
I don't
services
know.
perspective?
Everyone kind of does what they want to do, but I would say
Okay.
that like everyone who comes and like wants to work there like has a similar interest in some
Okay.
sort of way, whether it be like alternative style or like, you know, vivids or like fun, edgy haircuts, you know, like I feel like all of us have like a niche in somewhat of that genre, but it's definitely not like a necessary thing. Like if someone came there and does just balayage, like of course I'd be like, you can stay here, you know, like you can be here. But most people that have come to us are, you know, like-minded. So
Got
yeah.
it. I see that Rose Salon does makeup as well. Who
Yeah.
who does that on your team? Is that another specialty?
That's mostly me. I do makeup. The other girls, like my sister works for me actually, and she does some makeup, but that's mostly my thing. I've always kind of done some makeup on the side. I would say that's not like my main thing, but I do love it. And if I get requests for it, then I usually accommodate that. So yeah.
That's just another fun creative outlet and adds to the overall look, right? I mean, like your look. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
um,
I don't do it very often, but when I
okay.
can, if I have the right opportunity, I take it.
Awesome. I love that. Okay, tell me about Drop Dead Extensions. We see that you are the Drop Dead Extensions elite artist. Can
Yeah.
you tell us a little bit more about the brand?
Yeah, so I'm still kind of getting into the hang of things. I just signed a contract with them this last month. So I'm still kind of learning about the brand, but all I know is that they match what I am as a stylist a little bit better than other brands out there. And they see me and they love my work and just want to like embrace who I am with their company. But yeah, they mostly cater to vivid stylists, which I love. And I want to be like an advocate for that because at some points in our industry, I feel like we don't have a spot, like especially in extensions, you know, like I just feel like it's not like all of the ads for extensions are never vivid color. And I know that that can be like a tough one because it's like they don't want to advertise certain things that like stylists don't know how to do, but like that's why we need a company that will like educate like this is how you color vivids on extensions, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I felt like I just aligned so much with their company and program, and like I said, I'm so new to it, so I don't want to say too much yet, but
Yeah.
I'm just really excited to see where it goes.
It's such a good point because, there's certainly extensions that like own the blonding category, own like the balayage or the color melt or whatever it might be, but it's very rare to see that from a vivid perspective. So I love that niche and what a great partnership with you.
Mhm. Yeah, I was a little stoked when they asked me. I feel like I felt like I didn't feel like mistreated or anything with any other brand, but I just didn't feel like I exactly belonged, which I was kind of saying
Okay.
earlier. You know, like
Yeah.
I've been really kind of going with the flow with people that I'm like, okay, I align with them and they see me, you know, they see me more than just a hairstylist. They see that like I have a passion in certain
Yeah.
areas. And yeah, I'd rather be with someone like that.
Yeah. True artistry, right? And very specialty and niche. So if there's stylists out there, why should they get drop dead extensions? Like, what's another point of differentiation?
They have really good quality hair. I feel like a lot of brands out there are a little inconsistent and aren't paying attention to quality. like I feel like that's important for us as stylists to be selling our extensions to our clients and have them be like good quality, because like that says a lot about you. So I think that like their products are really great, and they're still up and coming. They're still getting certain things in their brand available for us, but they are also new as well. So that'll take time, but like what they have to offer right now is really great. So
Amazing. I love that. Okay, we're going
yeah.
to switch brands. We're going to talk about Pravana Collective and Get the Look. So you created this sickening look for Pravana's Get the Look page. It may be obvious, but what was your inspo for the look?
Was it the Beetlejuice one? I think I saw that you guys were talking about that. Well, they know that I love Halloween, so they asked me to do this Halloween Get the Look, which I was totally fine for. And it was funny because we didn't actually film it anytime near Halloween, but like for Halloween, it's like my favorite, and I will take that and run with it. But I just wanted to pick like a very like easy identified like character, which is Beetlejuice. I just feel like a lot of people, like when they see the colors or just anything, like they'll know that it's Beetlejuice. So I picked that as my inspiration for the hair, and just like sort of translating it into hair was something I had to think about. And it wasn't like quite hard. It just was like, okay, placement, where do I put the stripes to represent the sandworm, or like the colors of the green and the purple. Like I just wanted it to all flow. And then I ended up doing like some highlights of the stripes on top of everything. It just really like brought it all together. It looked so cool. So yeah.
It was amazing artistry. So it was so great. What is Pravana's Get the Look for those who don't know that?
It's on their online blog / website, but it's for stylists to learn step-by-step techniques that you can like make into your own if you wanted to, but like it will tell you the products used, the technique, what you need to lift to, like all that stuff. Just a nice tool for stylists that want to know a new look, like a new technique. So
yeah, because it's like, where do you start? And why wouldn't you start with the experts over at Pravana, right? They're the OGs.
Yeah, we have a lot of videos on that get the look. I've done a few of them, and I do have another one planned for this year. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but I'm going to be filming another one. And like I said, they do them all the time. So not just me, but there's other stylists on there that have videos, and they're all really great.
Got it. I love it. So if we like drill down on the look a little bit more for others out there that are like, okay, I'm going to go check out Get the Look, but I don't even know really where to start. Like, tell me about your process, like the colors used, the process, how long it took. Kind of walk me through that overview.
Just like the filming day in general, or like?
Yeah, I think that you talked a little bit about the inspiration. So yeah, the filming day would be great. Just to walk us through.
It just depends on like what your model's like hair is starting with. Luckily mine was like a lighter color, so we didn't have to do much prep work, but you have to spend like some time prepping the canvas. So getting it to whatever level that you're needing it to get to before using the vivids, if you're going to be using vivids. So like that's what we do first. And then picking out the colors based on what is necessary for that Get the Look. So for me, it was just formulating some Beetlejuice inspired colors. And there was like, we have so many color options, so you can get really creative with that. So I think I mixed, several things in one formula or whatever. And then after that, we will do some styling. So whether that be straight or curly or adding texture or doing like updos or anything, we'll film that part. And then there'll be like after photos and stuff like that. So, and then we do a lot of our voiceover, either at home or like on the phone or something, to kind of go over what was done in the video. So
I love it. What was the most difficult part about this look in general?
Probably getting those stripes really nice and clean. I mean, I think I was trying not to sweat it, because I feel like Beetlejuice is sort of like a grungy, like organic type look. But like, I mean, the sandworm is just like it's striped and like you want it to like translate the same way. So just being super precise with those stripes was probably the hardest. But other than that, it was a great look. It was very, I don't like to do anything that's super complicated for Get the Looks. I want people to be able to do them. So we did a super simple color melt underneath those stripes. So nice. Making it like impactful, but still easy for anyone to do.
I love that. And where can they go to find the look again?
I think it's Pravana.com, or they have like an EDU like section where only stylists can see them. So
amazing. Awesome. Yeah. Love it. All right. Thank you for that. So much knowledge. Wonderful to hear. Now we're to a little part where we call the Tease Quick Takes. And I'm going to ask you some quick questions, and I'm excited for your answers just to get to know you a little bit more. All right. First up, this is going to be a good one, I think. What was your first ever product that you owned, beauty or hair?
Oh boy. When I was young, my mom would have us use Aussie hairspray. It's that purple one, and the one that's not aerosol. It was like the pump one.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I smell that, I'm like, okay. This brings me back. My mom loved doing our hair. I'm a twin.
Oh wow. Oh, amazing.
Like, had our hair like super done up like for everything, and she'd always use that hairspray. So probably that. I don't know. If it wasn't that, I don't know what else it would be.
I mean, that's pretty iconic, right? I can even like sort of recall the smell without actually smelling it. You're like, okay, that little kangaroo.
Yes.
Loved it. All right. Are you superstitious? And if so, about what?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. All right.
I love that one.
I love it. Who would play you in a biopic of your life?
Well, everyone says I look like Aubrey Plaza sometimes. So I would say if maybe her, but like, I don't know. A lot of people say they don't see it, but I've gotten comments like out and about. You look like Aubrey Plaza. And I think she's cool.
I love it. I think she's cool too. And I see it. What do you consider the ultimate comfort food?
Ooh, probably things that my mom would make when I was young. Like in the Midwest, we do a lot of like casseroles and hot dishes. And she'd make some of her staple ones. But I would say other than that, probably Italian food. I love pasta. So good.
I love that. And we love a good casserole, right? In the Midwest.
If you know what I'm talking about, yes.
I thought you might say meatloaf, even Midwest.
I don't think I've ever really had meatloaf. My mom didn't cook that.
Wow. So. Okay. All right. That's surprising. All right. Say you're on a deserted island and can only bring 3 beauty products. What are you bringing?
Honestly, I think for sure shampoo and conditioner, because I feel like everyone's maybe guilty of this, but you can use shampoo as a body wash too. I mean,
for sure. Yeah.
That for sure. The third one would probably be toothpaste. Is that a beauty product?
Yes. Let's call that a beauty product.
And it makes your teeth look good.
That's a good one.
It get me by for a while.
Okay. Got it. I love it. All right. So you have quite the social following. Can you tell everyone where they can follow and engage with you on the socials?
Yeah. So my Instagram is at Kayla_Boyer, and I'm mostly on that app. I do TikTok, and I believe it's Kayla Marie Boyer on there. I think. Yeah. But I don't really post on there as much. I'm mostly on Instagram. So those are great names.
All right. Got it. Well, anything else you want to share with our audience today?
I don't think so. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it was so great. I'm such a fan of your work. It's incredible. Thank you for your time today.